Well, welcome to another Uwe Boll movie. It's
Yeah.
been a while since the last one, which was apparently the first Blood Rain movie. But considering the kind of trash that Uwe Boll produces, it's not something that it was missed that much. Still, today's specimen is Alone in the Dark, made in 2005, based on the, at least back then, point and click series, horror style series that talks about Detective Edward Carnby dealing with almost Lovecraftian like supernatural horror usually mentioned. Arguably, Alone in the Dark was a game that pioneered the survival horror genre just a bit before Resident Evil and Silent Hill. So there's a bit of first syndrome there. So by Uwe Boll natural standard, the movie has jack shit to do with it. So
I
the good
think
news is
we
that
have
you
one-
have you have no need to play the game before watching this.
I think we have like one character who shares a name from a character in the game.
The
series.
protagonist, our protagonist is still Edward Carby, played by Christian Slater.
Oh, no.
Here's the Uwe Boll rule of thumb. The video game adaptations that he makes have nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with the games themselves.
But
Literally
what
nothing.
about? Oh wait, no. In the Name of the King, completely veered off and lost
The
plot.
closest thing to over is House of the Dead, which should function as a prequel to the games, but it makes no sense whatsoever. But anyway, alright folks, the copy that we have doesn't have any logos, so start on the black screen that's right immediately before the long beginning narration. In
Yes.
three, 2, 1, click.
The only thing in common between this game and Alone in the Dark is the name.
And the name of protagonist. Keep in mind that the franchise will not thrive after this because in 2008, Atari will release a reboot of a series that is awful.
The Abkhani? Uwe Boll actually wrote this and thought this was good. Abkhani.
This has nothing to do with the game. I can confirm.
I think Uwe Boll himself is reading this narration.
Oh look, another civilization that mysteriously vanished from the earth. Like, seriously, how the hell do all these ancient civilizations just mysteriously vanish with no traces?
The same reason that a lot of aliens decide to leave stuff on Earth or decide to target Earth, or the same reason why gods all of a sudden just happen to have a descendant that's hanging out in random open society.
My god, is he still going?
So, audience.
Actually, let me check. There you go. Actually, this one apparently wasn't written completely by Uwe Boll. There were three writers: Alan Mastai, Michael Rush, and Peter Shearer.
I'm pretty sure one
Uwe
of...
Boll was just the director and one of the producers.
Oh, fun fact, by the way, the latest game in the Alone in the Dark series was actually released in 2015. So,
You mean? I forgot what it's called.
Alone in the Dark Illumination.
Yeah, but it was awful too. After that, the IP has been actually sold to THQ Nordic, which I hope will treat it better.
Yeah, like, poor Alone in the Dark, like...
Wait, hold on. I missed something. Can we start it again?
Okay, so basically, blah blah blah, ancient civilization, Abkhani, and now we need to find something about it because there's science.
Hey, folks, you want to know how much that opening narration will have to do with the actual plot?
Barely
technically-
anything. It will be incorporated basically at the tail end.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
To be fair, yeah.
An
Yeah.
Uwe Boll film.
You know,
Yeah, because that's something that you should be proud of, right?
you know, Alone...
Mr. Yes.
Sorry. You know, Alone in the Dark is like... I don't want to say the Seinfeld because Seinfeld's still good. It's kind of like, well, you know, like that old...
22 years ago. Hold on, 22 years ago from when? When the prophecy happened in the narration?
Also,
I'm getting Frank Miller time chronology problems here.
I'm recognizing this actor, but I don't remember who he is.
Oh, Pedro, don't you worry. We'll have plenty of time and anachronism.
They started this movie talking about an ancient civilization from thousands of years ago. Then they show something, but they don't show present day. And then they show 22 years ago. You should have shown present day in the previous scene, so I actually know how ago was this.
This actor. You're right, this actor does look familiar. Anyway, let's talk money. So, budget-wise, this movie cost $20 million. At the box office, it made $12.7 million.
Keep in mind, well, this was like the middle of the period where Uwe Boll was thriving thanks to the German tax loophole, so this meant nothing.
Basically, folks, here's how it goes with Uwe Boll, at least
Let's
how
the God
it
of War
went.
music.
That's such
So
a
yeah,
safe place to
our child
hide.
protagonist is quite the safest place. A fucking voltage, you know.
Now, for those
Yeah.
of you blessed to not know who Uwe Boll is, allow me to explain here. He was a very, 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 very terrible man who made very, 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 very terrible movies on a very, 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 very despicably terrible German tax loophole law. Basically, if a movie suffered, the worse the movie did, the more of a tax write-off the director would get. So he was constantly getting away with making absolute shite like this and laughing all the way to the bank. Thankfully, though...
Basically,
Oh no, he became Christian Slater!
Run away.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk more about him later.
I will say this. It's kind of funny because the 2008 reboot actually borrows a couple of elements from the movie, and among these is Edward Carnby's attire. That kind of jacket is almost the same
Oh, wait.
that he has in the game.
Listen to this. This kid cannot pick an accent to save his life.
No.
Also, what are we reading?
Comic books.
Spooky.
Oh, wait, never mind. It's a
It's an
coloring
art
book.
Could you
Wow.
at the very least pick a kid that can somehow sound like a normal person?
Seriously, he switches from English to Scottish to an accent that
Whatever.
I cannot even decipher.
Okay, so basically what they were telling us in that 22 years ago thingy was that apparently this nun was running an orphanage, but then that scientist experimented on 19 children because science, you know, because where's your desire to play God? And that's basically it.
Let's see. The cast for this includes Christian Slater, Tara Reid. Ooh, a special name who I will not be mentioning because...
Tara Reid. Tara Reid. Like, Tara
She
Reid,
specialized in making shitty movies.
outside of American Pie, at least. Like, she made her premiere in the first American Pie movie. However, even in the
she was
American
also in
Pie-
The Big Lebowski, too. That was good.
Oh, okay then. However, aside from American Pie and Big Lebowski, yeah, she has probably the worst agent in Hollywood because she made some of the most horrible choices ever.
Let's see.
And hell, even in American Pie, she's one of the least interesting characters anyway. So
Now,
honestly.
depending on your perspective, her career may or may not have been salvaged, seeing as how she ended up being in all 6 Sharknado movies as April Wexler. Granted, that just depends on if you consider those actual legit good films, but considering that they
It's a
are
rock,
not...
it's a skull, it's something. Also, apparently, the taxi driver is noted here to be played by Brendan Fletcher, and I should know him because, oh god, his first role was in Air Bud.
Good God. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Oh, it was also in Blood Rain 2 and 3.
Okay.
So apparently works with Uwe Boll. He worked for a while with Uwe Boll.
Now, to be fair to Brendan Fletcher...
That's when you know your career has been destroyed. The fact that you have to become a Uwe Boll regular.
Okay. Now, to be fair, Air Bud was actually a good movie. It's the Air Buddies movies that are...
Oh, he was also in Freddy vs.
Yeah,
Jason.
that taxi has been following them since the airport. So let's try and lose them.
My god, what is wrong with the aspect ratio? Uwe Boll really doesn't know to direct, and I know it's the obvious statement, but I mean in a literal way.
Oh, be careful, Tio. He may challenge you to a boxing match.
Sure.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, Uwe Boll back when he was still in business, he would challenge critics to boxing matches to beat the ever-loving crap out of them.
That's because he actually was an ex-boxer, so...
Yeah. Needless to say, he has a bad attitude.
Well, if your boss is gonna kill you, why did you even agree to the whole losing the cat thing?
This music.
Oh my god, let me check who the composer is for this one. 4 composers, Jesus.
Come
And all
on,
of them,
come on, come on. Oh, you did knock over a fruit cart. Come on, that's all
and
that was
all of them
missing.
are, I think, German. Reinhard Besser, Olivier
one.
Oh wait, I
Lieb.
love this
this one.
part.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay here.
What are you doing?
Stay down. He told him to stay down, and then he just gets killed. There
Well,
you go. Good job.
he's
Good job.
probably
The savior of
dead.
mankind.
You know, for someone that's supposed to be the guy who protects it from things we don't believe in, yeah, you don't are not very good at this. Yeah, but we talked over it. But basically, he says that he told a cab driver that he's a paranormal investigator. He's supposed to investigate and protect us from the things we don't believe in.
That is
Generic.
very, 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 very loosely based onto what the original Edward Carnby was.
Okay, just how
Whoa.
freaking athletic is this guy?
Jesus!
That didn't make any fucking sense. Like, seriously, he got that up there so fast. Seriously.
Also, last I checked, Alone in the Dark was known for being very slow and methodical for puzzle solving, not an action beat 'em up game.
What is this? I mean, okay. I
The
know.
comment implies that Uwe Boll has ever even played.
Why not making a Streets of Rage movie based up, since you want to do the fight scenes like this? I mean, Sega already gave him the sponsor to do, a movie based on House of the Dead. Go full hog, then.
Yeah, here's the formula of Uwe Boll. Do everything except material from the game that he is basing stuff off of. If you're making a Streets of Rage game, he probably would have made it play out more like Ace Attorney.
Not just that, too. I seriously doubt Uwe Boll has ever even touched a video game.
Okay, let's be honest. How much you want to bet he was intentionally making these movies bad just so that he could profit off them? Okay, no.
Literally, yeah, as noted by the review of Spoon Eating Kara and Doug, yeah, that was literally Guile's Sonic Boom.
That move, okay. That
So,
would work.
Street Fighter?
That would work in a fighting game, like Theo just said, but no, not like it's just so.
Good God Almighty.
That could be nothing. You
Why
just
did you
stole his
steal-
gun.
Why did you steal his gun?
Bong.
That poor
What?
cop.
Okay, seriously, dude, you don't have to overdo it with all this
Let me ask
exercise.
you, dude, are you really being paid well enough? Think about it. Yeah, and by the way, bullets don't kill him.
What the hell?
So,
Sure, whatever.
thank you for that close-up of the guns and the bullet. We totally needed that.
That's actually a staple of the ball.
No, bullets cannot go through ice and even
like that.
no.
That's a staple of Uwe Boll, trying to overuse CGI, trying to make it so cool looking.
Except it kind of just looks awkward and silly.
And silly, yeah. Oh.
Nope,
Jesus
still
Christ.
nothing
Okay,
doing.
I get it not dying, but you busted your kneecap, you should at least be limping. Those faces.
Wow, it's like I'm playing the video game.
Wow, even snapping his neck doesn't work.
I mean, it's like I'm playing the video game if it were made by someone who were kicked by a horse in the head. But I guess it's kind of like playing the video game in a very loose and psychotic sense of the word.
Also, this guy isn't speaking a single word.
And what? This
And now
actually does kill him, of course.
Because.
So, bullets, those do nothing, but stab through the heart? I guess that
You're
does
to blame.
Well, that happened.
Seriously, we could have just cut away and nothing would have been lost.
Well, actually, technically, it's gonna be referenced later because
Yeah, I know, it's just
better.
better.
Oh,
Anyway, there's
hey,
Tara playing, as you can see, a librarian. You can tell because she's wearing glasses and has her hair collected in a bun.
The problem is that Tara Reid, even when she's in a good movie, she's not a particularly good actress. Nothing against you, huh?
I don't think she's good at saying her lines.
No, like even in American Pie, she was one of the least charismatic actresses, to be honest.
Anyway.
Nothing against you, honey. I'm sure you're a nice person. It's just
Also,
that unscientific.
such poor exposition.
Anyway, Tio, to answer your question about the guy who we saw earlier in the flashback, that was Professor Lionel Hudgens. He's played by Matthew Walker.
Let me check his resume. I may actually remember a couple of roles. Because I swear I saw you somewhere else.
That was a very inappropriate comment to make. But whatever.
Are those two supposed to be twins, or is that literally the same actor?
I'm the fat guy. I eat donuts all day.
No, they're different actors. You can tell they're different actors.
I know.
They're similar. I can understand why you. Yeah, they're a bit they look a bit like each other in a way, but like you can tell it's different actors. One of them is fatter. The facial structure is slightly different.
I mean, would you put it past Uwe Boll to literally have the same actor play multiple roles, just slightly digitally altered?
No.
But yeah, fair enough. Anyway, here we have a treasure hunting plot going on. No, that's literally what it is, a treasure hunting plot.
Because this was a thing in the game, apparently.
No, it wasn't, but Uwe Boll decided, fuck it, let's just toss that in.
It's also the fact that, okay, so there's a lot of this entire plot is based around this scientist doing these experiments just because. According to what he said to the nerds earlier, this is not about just the future children; it's about the future of our species. Okay, can you elaborate on that? Again, it annoys me. These writers who establish a motivation for a character, but they establish it in such a vague way.
I'm sorry, Pedro. Look at these helicopter shots. Look how magnificently generic they are.
It reminds me of Pachacamac's explanation to Tikal in Sonic Adventure. Tikal, the 7 emeralds are essential to our survival. Okay, how? Can you elaborate on that exactly?
Sorry, Pedro. If there's one thing that I learned in the years is that the Chaos Emeralds do whatever the fuck we... Hold on, this is important.
Wait, hold on. Does somebody following him? No.
It's ominous.
Maybe it's above. Jump cut. Jump cut. Zoom in shot. Panning. Panning.
Nope.
Panning.
There's nothing there.
Okay.
Well, if there's nothing there...
Now that, Teo, is actually a scene that you could have perfectly cut out and nothing would be lost. Like, seriously, what the fuck
Gonna need to reach that 90-minute theatrical run.
Like,
that only lasts like, what, 10 seconds? So it's not like cutting it would have deprived them. The movie's 1 hour and 40.
So I'm just gonna say this, for a paranormal investigator, he makes a hell of a lot of money to have a pretty nice apartment by the looks of it.
That's the thing, Jova.
It looks...
It looks like an abandoned... Yeah, it's an abandoned garage where you just put some furniture there and call it a day.
All the same, I'm pretty sure he would have to pay to live there, seeing as how, there does tend to be a city code about this sort of stuff. Especially since it doesn't seem to be the most secret place. Yes, he is examining the stone movie. Is he gonna actually do something with it?
Oh.
Oh? Yes, that's some sort of eyepiece.
Some kind of...
Oh,
Whatever.
no, let's cut away.
Cut away for something else, I guess.
I didn't feel like that was dicking around the audience at all, now was it? Who is this actor here?
It's still Matthew Walker, Jova.
Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, I recognize him because I saw it in a couple of series like The Haunting Hour.
We're talking about the Upconny again. So there you go. See, it does come.
Gonna be quite honest, though, I don't think we really needed that opening battle narration, seeing as how what we're told there is pretty much
it should have been more organic.
Okay, now he's dusting it off. Maybe now he can use it.
That's another thing. Edward Carnby was not a muscular. He was like a nerdy math professor or something.
Yeah.
Like, he was very scrawny looking.
He's like the Milo Thatch of video game protagonists. Like, not this buff, cool-looking dude.
That was to reinforce also the point of the game.
Anubis, glyph reader. Yeah,
was.
I need to get that program for my computer. You
I
know,
will say.
Anubis glyph reader. You know, hey, Christian, can you tell me where you got that from? Because
Oof.
that sounds like a cool software to have. Is it free?
I know, right? Like, seriously, who needs years of research? You can just automatically translate that stuff. It's the Ark of the Covenant, you morons!
And
Oh! Oh! I feel a
What the
disturbance
hell
in the
was
force.
I love how it even falls. It wasn't just I have a headache. It just falls.
And
And yes,
now,
yeah, no joke. A couple of people, random people, a bit all over the place, will just spontaneously decide to stop whatever we're doing and go away.
okay. To be fair,
The
the movie.
reunion. Go
To
to
be
the reunion.
To be fair, the movie does later explain that yes, it is something because these are all the people that the 19 children that worked on that were worked on by the scientists, and they had stuff implemented in them. Christian, as we established in the prologue, is one of those children as well. That's why he was also affected by whatever that covenant had.
The
So
problem
basically-
is that the explanation is kind of stupid when you analyze it.
But yeah, when you're watching this without hindsight, because the movie hasn't actually explained that yet. We still don't know that those are the movie hasn't actually explained that those are the same children that were experimented upon 22 years ago. So I know because I've seen this movie before. But yeah, when you're watching this for the first time, you're gonna be completely confused as to what the hell is going on. Yeah.
It's poor foreshadowing, to say the least.
Let me put it like this. The movie takes its time actually letting you know vital information. And without knowing that information, this scene just looks stupid.
Yeah. Man, I really should fire my agent.
Seriously,
Yeah, you
1 year
should.
after this, she will be in the movie Incubus, which is arguably even worse than this one.
Huh, that just looked like the guy being a jerk more than anything. Like, okay,
Yeah, we totally needed that scene to establish that he slightly annoyed a random citizen, because that was incredibly integral to the story.
Also,
we needed to see that.
That kind of axe should not belong on a boat. Like, I get the idea it's a fire axe, but it
Oh.
shouldn't be looking different.
Oh, you gotta love this. So the monsters that were in the chest came out, murdered the crew, and just
open
decided.
the door.
Not only that, but they decided, okay, let's just go back into the box now. For
I guess they
reasons.
fed enough. No, actually, they're not even in the box.
Huh.
Well,
Wait, hold on. And yep, it's empty.
Oh, yeah, that double, yeah. And it has
Another
a piece of the
stone.
puzzle, I think. Yeah, if there's one thing that the movie gets right from the series is that it deals with artifacts, having to combine them to solve, a bigger puzzle and all. It's just that, once again, in pure tradition, hi,
Oh.
Christian Slater.
No.
Sorry, Stephen Dorff.
Oh,
Stephen Dorff. That's
Stephen Dorff, everyone's favorite acting cannonball. He rises so high, only to plummet each time.
Let me see if he's still doing things these days.
Well, that's the thing. Like Doug said, he's the guy who almost consistently has a career.
His last movie actually was in 2019. It was something called Music, War, and Love. Let's see.
Yeah, it seems well that these days he's doing mostly TV series stuff.
He's actually the head of 713, aka the military of this world, basically.
Yeah, a bureau created specifically for the paranormal stuff.
So, enough of that scene. Jesus Christ, this movie hops around a lot.
Yeah, that's another thing. The editing and / pacing is awful. Like we just keep jumping from scene to scene, like we're watching a fucking soap opera.
We actually have an editor credited here, Richard Schwadel. There you
Seriously,
go.
it feels like
But yeah,
every.
most of the people involved with this are just Germans.
The scenes in this movie don't actually end. They just abruptly stop, and we start another. There's no
Hell!
transitions of any sort.
What?
You see what I mean? Exactly. Thanks, movie.
Hell, some scenes literally just interrupt others just so we can come back to them awkwardly.
Pick up the phone, Christian.
Ah, boy. Okay, Christian Slater is an interesting actor of sorts. How best to describe him?
He's an actor who's okay on his own merit. He's not that bad. He's a fairly decent actor. The problem is that he keeps making, again, much like Tara Reid, he keeps making horrible choices with his projects.
It's sad that his most notable and strongest thing is that he was in a Star Trek movie.
He was also in Lars von Trier's Nymphomaniac as the favorite protagonist, but
This.
yeah.
Oh, but guys,
More recently, his most major role recently was actually Mr. Robot.
okay, do give him credit. He did get to voice Slater in Archer. Yes, he voices a character called Slater.
Cute.
And he's actually good in that. But Pedro, he was also Ushari in The Lion Guard. So
I don't like the Lion Guard, but
I know that's the thing. Would you say The Lion Guard?
I'm not even a fan of the Lion King movie, the first one at least. I actually prefer the second one. I'm not even a fan of the first Lion King movie, and even I'm kind of insulted by that series. Terrible retcons and whatever.
Oh yeah, a lot of people don't like Lion Guard.
But don't you see, Jova? Turns out Mufasa was the true bad brother of the two.
Holy cow, that is
Also-
Retcon Avenue.
Jesus. Whatever. Actually, what kind of city are we? Is it
That's a
I
good
think
question.
let me check
Philadelphia,
it.
maybe? I don't
Let
know.
me check if it's stated here.
It's like, no, that's a feint too. Like, both Lars von Trier and Terrence Malick, as far as I'm concerned, are basically the classic type pretentious European filmmakers who do nothing but make intentionally vague movies that try to look oh so deep. Just because, look, it's vague and it's vague and visuals, so it must be deep. You know, like it's just I hate those kinds of it's basically a complete misunderstanding of Kubrick's work. But
Okay, what kind of child rhymes with adult terms like those?
again, Jova, you're expecting this movie to understand how anything works.
Fun fact, there's actually an alternate script for this. Might as well read you off the synopsis of it.
All right, I guess if I can give it credit, the old lady makeup on this actress doesn't look too bad. I've seen worse.
Let's see. who
Karen
plays him.
Carnival as his sister Clara. Let me
Yeah.
check.
And the old lady makeup is fine. I've seen worse.
Well, I
Oh,
don't
wait,
know what
wait,
age
hold
she-
on. Guys, I gotta analyze the scene. So, we're walking. Okay, he needs her help.
That's nice.
So, since we're walking outside, let's go right back inside. Jeez.
Directing 101, Mr. Boll. But apparently, I don't know what age she's supposed to be here, but around the time this movie was made, she was like 44, approximately.
Anyway, regarding the alternate script for this, the original script took the Alone in the Dark premise and depicted it as if it were actually based on a true story of a private investigator in the northeastern U.S. whose missing person cases begin to uncover a disturbing paranormal secret. Gee, you know, like the actual video game it was supposed to be based off of. It was told through the eyes of a writer following Edward Carnby and his co-worker for a novel and depicted them as real-life blue-collar folks, yada yada yada, who never expected to find hideous beings waiting for them in the dark. Again, kind of like the video game series.
And there you go. This guy here helped them research shit for all the other people, aka the other children that were experimented upon aside from him.
He's a doctor, I think. Oh boy, there's a stupid bit coming up.
Also, that table is a wall.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see is that apparently Uwe Boll thought it was a good idea to rip off Final Fantasy VIII.
Wait, hold on. You said that there were 3, but you're showing him 4. You moron! Can you not count? And by the way, guys, this guy's supposed to be a doctor. Oh.
Except the fact, yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it's a big thing.
Movie, how dumb do you think your viewing
they
audience
have nothing in
is?
common except for the fact that they all grew up together in the same place.
Okay, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like an Ace Attorney contradiction that the player is supposed to point out. Not a contradiction that is supposed to be said with
Well,
actual...
Jova, I guess you got your wish right. I guess these feel more like an Ace Attorney title.
Yeah, except it feels like we're the attorneys having to point out the flaws with the writers.
But don't you see, Teo? He knew all. He remembered all. He was the one that remembered all that they all grew up together. He just didn't think it was necessary to bring that up.
How very nice!
I swear, the way this is edited makes me think there were 2 different takes, and we just mashed them together.
Oh, hello, Edward Smack!
Because seriously, the shift is too rapid. The editing doesn't make sure the scenes actually connect with each other.
Also, are we really doing this whole, oh, you faked your death, I thought you were dead, you asshole, without getting any proper backstory between these two?
Yes! You see, Jova, he's the rogue guy, the one who will not compromise the life of the people he loves, so he will fake his death or some shit like that.
Why even bother? Why not just say that he hasn't been in her life for long?
Wow, that scanning technology is super advanced for fucking 2005.
I know, right? Ooh, there's that special word again.
Again, who needs research when you just have computers that can immediately tell you what something is? Like, seriously.
You know, I think part of the issue... You know what? Honestly, this just goes to why I think that the whole opening narration thing shouldn't have been included. Because if anything, the opening narration kind of already spoils, it's gonna be the Upconnie, it's gonna be the Upconnie. Oh, by the way, the Upconnie had this special thing here. Here's the thing. We as the audience thinks that opening narration are already 10... Oh, wait, this book. Because it's a puzzle, you dummy! It's supposed to be hard to solve! Pedro.
Akira Tago is turning in his grave right now.
Seriously.
Pedro.
No, I'm guessing the people responsible for writing the plot are the ones that need like the super easy crossword, the one that gives you like 90% of the letters just need to fill in.
Yeah, they're the ones who love Dr. Lautrec's puzzles.
Honestly, I'm gonna say this. Even Dr. Lautrec's puzzles were at least puzzles. This movie doesn't even seem to get the concept of a puzzle. Like, at all. Like...
Well, I was just referencing the whole, super easy puzzle aspect. But I get your point. It's just because, the crossword puzzles in Lautrec are literally the easiest shit I've ever seen.
Oh, I get you there.
I argue, but in contrast, the minefield clone is the hardest.
Yeah. You're basically just playing Minesweeper, except badly designed.
Yeah. Also, intimidating mask. Ooh.
Are we supposed to be scared by this, Uwe Boll? Oh wait, no, we're supposed to be scared by the flickering lights.
And the statues.
That consumes electricity badly, Mr. Boll. That's not very eco-friendly.
The evil trees in Snow White were scarier.
Can confirm.
Come on, we gotta somehow build up attention for the audience and pray that they'll be scared by this.
Well,
is there any point to this scene? I don't really give a shit about this guy. Can we?
Gotta give
minimal credit where it's needed. At least we didn't show him eating a donut.
Congrats for small favors.
And it may exist the possibility that we actually filmed the scene, but we just forgot to put that in.
Be afraid of the flickering lights!
Seriously, it makes zero sense that the monsters will do this.
I love how he's completely unenthused.
More like confused. It's like he has no direction at all. Just walk around pointing your flashlight.
I wonder if the actors are thinking,
So, I
Mr.
have
Boll,
a
are we
question.
supposed to do anything?
I have a question.
Yes.
How the hell did they know to show up here? I mean, I'm assuming they saw something in that artifact that told them that they should go to this exhibition because maybe there's an artifact that's also similar.
Yep.
But the movie never established why they never established why they're here. They're just here now because.
Normally I'd come up with something, but I refuse to plug up the
Oh,
holes
there
in
we
the
go.
Uwe Boll plot. Oh boy.
And dead.
Well, the monsters...
Wow. So basically, that scene was just a waste of my time. Like, what was even the point of
To show
Like,
how...
I will say this. I will
show
say
how bad
this.
the CGI in this movie is?
I will say at least we didn't resort to a cheap jump scare, I guess. I'm really grasping at straws here.
Hello?
Move the fuck on, movie! I
Kinda need
get
to
it!
stretch the 90-minute.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Rob!
yeah, the limo.
Oh,
Rob!
no, Rob!
Rob!
We barely knew you!
We literally
Oh, okay, never
barely
mind.
knew
Come on,
you.
come on,
Goodbye!
go. All right, well, okay, alright, nice, good luck in the afterlife, Rob, bye.
Rob, you will probably not be missed. Oh
Also,
no!
that monster is so much of a dick against a museum stuff.
I love how the monster became invisible all of a sudden. It's like they couldn't. It's like they had to spare on the CGI budget.
Yeah.
It looks very H.R. Geiger inspired.
Hey.
Yes, lock the door. That'll stop the giant monster.
Yes, that worked so well in Jurassic Park, didn't it?
Well, to be fair, I think this monster doesn't need to actually open manually the door. Oh, I guess he just gave up.
That was easy.
Okay.
And now 713 shows up in here because
They felt a disturbance in the force.
I don't even know.
Like, at least with the monsters, maybe we could assume that they're drawn to whatever the artifacts are, but how the hell did 713 track that?
The way he awkwardly pokes out of a room.
Okay,
Also,
now
is she in her sleepers?
Oh my god.
I'm guessing Uwe Boll didn't bother even giving her.
I
don't know.
guess the idea was like, oh, she needs to work on the place, so she's doing by night, so she's doing that with the sleepers on. But still,
It looks silly.
how do you explain this to the population?
That is a
Like,
very
a
good
lot of-
question.
A lot of CGI bullets.
Oh!
Yeah, lots of muzzle flashes.
Okay. Remember this. They're CGI bullets. That means that they have to be digitally animated. Remember that for a certain
Oh,
scene
right, I
that's
forgot
coming up.
there was that one scene.
Yeah. Hey, Brad Dwarf, so, had enough of your career as a vampire? Now you're actually playing the guy who fights the stuff in the dark. Oh,
What?
goody.
I see someone anticipated Final Fantasy 13 in having the party members being dicks towards each other constantly.
You've gone
Oh.
soft ever since you left. You're nothing but an old artifact of an old time, old man.
Also, null accidents that we don't really understand. Okay, I understand that, but only to a degree. That he became a victim. He kind of has the right to know to defend himself, at least in some capacity. Throw up an
Yeah.
excuse if you have to. Okay, then.
You know, that could be meta commentary on Christian Slater's acting career.
The oldest trick in the fucking book.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now it's become a cliche cop drama show between two old broken friends.
Can this marriage be saved? Oh,
Well,
it's not even just Sleeper. She has fucking Crocs.
Oh,
My God, Uwe Boll, are you that cheap?
yes, yes, he is.
Bye.
Although somehow he was able to get Burt Reynolds in that one movie.
And don't forget, In the Name of the King actually is the one that arguably has the more star power than anything else.
True that. Seriously? Are you?
It was so easy to convince.
Are you
I
kidding
tried
me?
to go
That
there.
was easy
You
as
can't.
all hell.
Please. There you go.
Okay then.
Well, at least to have her be followed, thank Christ, but seriously, that was way too easy.
Ooh.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Now we're examining that guy that Slater killed earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
To see exactly what makes him so indestructible.
Semantics.
Can you take fingerprints off of people's corpses?
Potentially,
You
yes.
can, yeah.
It's more effective towards a dead body because the way the body works, if a body is dead, your fingerprints are being more impressed towards the flesh. It's a bit complicated. It's the same process of which blood stops
He's
flowing.
Oh,
X-13.
snap.
Dun, dun, dun.
20 years ago? I remember that number. It's similar to 22.
I love that line. His records are so classified he's practically invisible.
I think that's up there with My Face is My Warrant. Oh.
Also, you cannot extract a spine like this.
Actually, I don't think it's a spine. It's what he was injected with. As a...
Oh, okay. Like a bug or something.
So that one thing made him super powerful.
There's
just
this
having,
piece here.
just having those things in there somehow gave him superpowers.
Not just that's Resident Evil 4's plot.
I
with the
know,
Las
Los
Plagas.
Plagas. I was about to say, it even has it
Oh.
attaching to the spine and everything. Hello.
So it turns out Christian also has some of those in him. So there
Oh,
you go.
oh
so there you go.
wow.
All the 19 children.
Well, it appears you have. Oh! Ah!
Yes, folks, there is literally no payoff from that. I think it's the last time we see actually the medic.
Oh, hey, Matthew Walker.
How did you get out the ship?
How did you get through security?
No, I'm sorry, John. One step at a time. He was literally the only one left on the ship. You tell me that he was literally able to steer it the correct way?
Maybe it was at the docks, I think? I
No,
don't
it
know.
was in the middle of international waters.
Maybe he was rescued by the sea police. Maybe he was able to go into the radio and call for help.
I think we're missing one step or two still.
So let me get this straight. This movie will waste time on completely pointless scenes, but won't show some good establishing scenes. Good to know, Ball. Good to know. Oh, now you check on them. Again, how did he get through security?
He just pulled that, don't you know I fucking am.
As you know. So why did you tell him all that stuff? Shouldn't he know all that stuff about himself?
Wow. Once again, if I had to get a minimal compliment, if I have to, leave it to this movie to have a body armor for female characters that do not exaggerate their boobs. And it's an Uwe Boll movie. What the fuck am I leaving anymore?
Huh. Okay, now let's maybe establish that scene about
The
Edward.
Parasite.
Seriously, like I said, some scenes just literally interrupt other scenes.
Oh, so that's why he's not...
Yeah, I was electrocuted.
Oh,
Oh my
see,
god,
when
Oh,
you-
yeah,
Tio!
when
but
you-
Corp. Okay, no, I'm sorry.
When you hit in that little thing as a child, he got electrocuted and it somehow stopped.
But-
Oh my
acting
god,
something
Tio, it
again.
really is Los Plagas.
That makes no sense because since it happened when he was a child, that thing should have been reabsorbed by the body in some capacity. Like you're telling me that he carried all this life a corpse inside his spine.
Apparently, but Tio, you know what this means? That's even more like Los Plagas, because that's how they got rid of the parasites in them, with literal shock
Electricity,
therapy. Okay, so did Uwe Boll play Resident Evil
Oh,
4 and fought?
And if I remember correctly, this is yet another scene with no payoff. This is
Well,
gonna be a scene where he injects himself with something. The movie never really explained. Yeah,
basically, he has monsters in some place. He extracts their blood.
and now he's gonna inject their blood into himself, but it doesn't really pay off to anything.
Uwe Boll's weird like that.
There you go. Now he's gonna inject himself with this blood because what the hell does it have to do with
Ow.
anything? I
No
thought-
anesthesia or anything? Jesus.
Durr.
That's good, MacGuffin.
Okay, so what
Oh.
was the point of that?
To show that he's sick in the head, I guess, since that literally does
Seriously,
nothing else.
the way. Okay, how you know? Actually, no. I was about to mention the fact that how difficult it must be to keep one scene going instead of interrupting it. But we did have scenes that went on without being interrupted beforehand, and they added the problem that instead we were too long. So clearly, either Mr. Boll or the editor have really no idea how to pace things.
Really does feel like that.
Whoa.
That looks more like a pocket. It looks more like one of those. Oh god.
It's like the seal scope. You know,
Yeah.
to see ghosts. And now
So
it's Luigi's Mansion then. Here you go.
all these things, all details from horror-related stuff, except Alone in the freaking dark.
And now light bullets, like in Blade 2.
I don't know why, but this seems a lot more stupid than in Blade 2.
I love how they added the digitally effect of the bullet shining in his eyes.
Oh boy, we are about to get the mother of all pointless scenes, ladies and gentlemen.
But don't you see, Joe? It's supposed to showcase that she forgives him, or
My God,
some shit.
we're only halfway through.
Oh my
I don't know.
god! Did I mention that there's a lot of...
I will say that this flows a lot. It still flows better for me in terms of viewing than Blood Rain, because Blood Rain is just a fucking.
I'll need to see it again, to be honest.
Also,
miserably boring experience.
But I honestly think it's a common problem among all Uwe Boll movies. The not helped by how schizophrenic the editing is, the pace is atrocious.
also,
It is, but at the same time, at the very least, thanks to that, we're never in the same scene for too long. So at the very least, there's.
Also, Mr. Ball, minor detail here. When someone removes his or her belt from the jeans, it's because they want to pull away the jeans. You know, if you pull away the belt and do nothing else, you just made that pointless. Just minor thing noticing.
Also, audience, you may have noted, but yes, there's a lot of pointless narration, monologuing coming from Christian Slater in this movie.
Hello.
Whoa, that car is
Is a car.
Oh, the design of the car it just looks. It looks
I'm not an
so-
expert, so.
It looks quite old-fashioned for some reason.
Oh boy.
So Tara, what exactly are you doing here?
Well, she brought documents and everything and a map,
I mean, they did say that they were gonna hook up later, but
I guess he told her where he lives.
maybe she already knew.
Well, if she knew, then, why would she have thought he was dead, then? Are you just gonna watch him sleep like a creep? I guess so, because now we're doing this scene.
Oh my god, I recognized it, Jovan.
What?
I recognized the actor who plays the Doctor. He's
Who?
a Frank C. Turner. He's Crazy Carl in the Sonic movie.
What? Oh my god, he is! Wow, at least we could say his career went up after this, but wow, he looks so different.
After this, you can only go up, I guess.
Well, you either go up or you do more Uwe Boll movies, like some actors kind of did.
Well, he seemed to be specialized in flip-flopping because he was also in the Warcraft movie, for example.
Oh, so I guess this guy just has a thing for video game movies, it seems.
Or he just needs any paycheck they can get.
Also, he seems to be like a sort of not recurring, but he also played different roles in the Air Bud movies.
Oh, look at that! Now we're gonna get insight into the life of the scientist because that's so important, apparently.
Gotta be honest, I forgot that he had actually more scenes after the one where he examines the body.
Maybe that's because his usefulness may be coming to an end soon.
That's another thing with the movie. Like the scenes are so stretched and most of them are pointless, but you forget that stuff happens.
Honey,
Yes?
you might wanna.
Flicker the lights on and off? Yes, I know it's role-playing night.
Well,
It's role-playing night where I play a giant spooky monster that wants to kill you, of course.
Sarah!
Sarah!
Wrong video game.
Oh
Alright, now
god,
she's-
Sarah, no.
Hold on. So she went to. Okay.
Remember, he got to know too much because he found out that the course was an ex-bureau agent.
Oh my god, that...
So if I understood things correctly.
Hey, God, Jesus Christ.
So if I understood things correctly, he injected himself with that blood so he could become strong enough to do this. Was that?
Apparently.
I don't know if that made him strong enough to do it, or if he was just strong enough because of exercise. Again, never explained, so your guess is as...
It's a fucking puzzle, Ed.
Oh
Come on.
my... It took them this long to figure that out. You know, the computers do all the work, really.
Nom nom. What is it, like Colorado?
Yeah, the computer can just pinpoint where it is for some reason.
The computer is the Junior Woodchuck guide of the movie.
Pretty much.
Just open it will solve your problem. Okay.
Oh, thank God that didn't turn them on to have some sex.
Okay, gotta need to remember. I forgot if in the later games they were more akin to be shooting friendly, but at least in the first one, while firearms were a thing, they were like more of a desperate last minute thing because you could find like a shotgun, and yes, I think there was also a pistol, but we had extremely limited amount of bullets. So you needed instead here, Mr. Carby has like a basically a hand cannon.
Yeah,
Like we
seriously,
said,
that
has a
thing's
lot more in
huge.
common with Resident Evil than Alone in the Dark.
Sorry, Boll, but Paul W.S. Anderson beat you to the Resident Evil punch.
Okay, can you please explain to me what exactly is controlling the children that were you know
I guess these parasites.
Yeah, like but who? Okay, are you telling me that the scientist, you know, the Matt whatever he is, like Dr. Hudgens? Sorry, are you telling me that Dr. Hudgens can somehow control people, the people who have these parasites on their bodies?
The trigger was when the fisherman opened the box. So maybe it's connected to that.
That's the thing. I don't even understand. What is this monster? Where is it even coming from? Exactly.
Well, on that the movie will actually explain later.
Yeah, it's.
You know,
I remember
today's
some
been
bits from this, but I don't remember.
today's been such an interesting day. Like, Tara Reid showed up, waited for him to wake up, they had sex, then they decided to work on a puzzle, and
Sex? I
now
don't remember.
this.
I
Not
must have
yet,
missed it.
Jova.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think they had
wait,
sex
never mind,
yet.
they haven't had sex yet.
The way Christian Slater delivered the line, I just killed John.
Okay, so basically the monsters are just people who eventually turn into monsters. So, but Christian Slater doesn't because it's been dormant in him because of the electrocution somehow.
Whoa! And
Oh,
now
yeah.
time for another staple of Uwe Boll movies, the fighting montage that is super edited, super full of CGI, that tries once again desperately to be super cool, but fails miserably. Also, what is this music? Let me check.
Just probably some generic mid 2000s.
Oh my god, Dimmu Borgir collaborated for this? The
What?
Lacuna Coil?
Really?
Basically, there are 2 discs worth of the soundtrack, and they include all pretty decent metal bands. I know
Goodness.
most of these. Damn.
Wow.
And this song just sounds very generic, to be honest.
Okay, movie, you can turn on the lights again.
Oh, wait, I wonder, are we watching a version where the sex scene was removed?
No, I think it's later, Jova.
Ah.
I think there's only one cut of this.
Let's
Okay,
see.
again, can someone explain to me why the hell the possessed people somehow came here and for what purpose?
I guess they are attracted to the puzzle pieces that Edward has.
Again, it's so nice of the movie not to explain
Remember
that stuff.
the guy at the beginning that was chasing Edward, as soon as he kicked him out, got the piece that he was holding.
I guess.
Wait for it.
How do you know he's infected?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question.
He's just being a dick. Wait for it.
Also, I love that line that he said. What's the first thing to teach you in 714? Trust your instincts. Okay, I'm not saying trusting your instincts is inherently
Oh,
a
I think
bad
the scene
thing.
is coming in a second.
Yeah.
These extras, man.
Wow, they look even more like zombies now.
Yeah, I think it's.
Wait for
I
it.
think it's now.
Okay, that clearly did not hit her. That was a
No.
CGI animated bullet, and it didn't hit her.
They could have easily animated it this means that Uwe Boll literally told the animators, "Don't make sure the bullet passes over her."
Holy. Oh my god.
Either that or literally, like, the mistake will.
Yeah, makes a good point, Joe. But maybe it was like in Alpha and Omega 3, where the animators in post production decided to do it like that just to see if Uwe Boll would catch it, and Uwe Boll either didn't catch it or just didn't plain care.
Again, it's Uwe Boll, so anything is possible.
Yeah. For the record, in case you don't know, audience, he hasn't done a movie since 2016, and
He tried.
better for it.
He
doesn't
tried.
emphasize that the tax loophole doesn't work anymore.
Oh yeah, see, after the tax loophole finally stopped working, he tried doing a Kickstarter for a movie, and when it failed, he made a video called "Fuck You All."
Not just that, he has started reviewing movies on his own, and his reviews, as you can imagine, are short and very juvenile.
Yeah. How the mighty have fallen.
Was there even a might here?
Well, he used to be making money and beating up critics. Now he's just typing angrily from his computer. Anyway, this is still going on.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Oof.
Again, are we doing a Resident Evil movie now? Also, yeah,
like I said, this movie has a lot more in common with Resident Evil than it does Alone in the Dark.
I do wonder if we all wanted to do a Resident Evil movie, but Capcom did not allow him to do it, so he just turned towards Atari.
Well, remember too, at the time, somebody else already was making Resident Evil movies.
When was the first Resident Evil movie, Joel?
Oh, that was.
2001, I think.
Let me check.
So yeah, at the time, the
But
Resident Evil
yeah.
Mila Jovovich was going on too, so somebody else had the rights at this.
Let's
All right,
see, the
then.
Resident Evil movies. The first one was in 2002.
Oh,
There
3
you go,
years
then.
before this.
The second one
Alright.
was in, yeah,
The second one was when?
2004. So yeah,
there
by
you go,
this
yeah,
point
yeah.
there were 2 Resident Evil movies already in the
So,
works.
whichever studio was making those, they were the ones who had the film rights.
Sony!
So he wouldn't have been able to make it anyway. But yeah, the sad part is that this movie has more in common with Resident Evil than some of those movies. That's the sad part.
I know, right?
When Uwe fucking Boll makes a better Resident Evil movie than you, Paul, it's time you rethink your career, buddy.
Well, Pedro, the problem was that he was too busy showing the world how awesome his wife was in those movies. Tia's already got a good taste of that with the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Is that the only reason you came back here? Just to get your ID back?
So yeah, that happened.
I'm really wondering if the sex scene did get cut out, because I think we're headed towards the climax.
Whatever. Let's continue, I guess.
If it's any consolation, that means we're just looking at the newest version. According to what
the
it's...
Tanya Goldmine. Okay.
What? Oh, 22 years ago!
Yeah, remember that's when the whole incident happened.
Exposition! Rush it out! We gotta rush it out, guys! Yes! We know! We know already! Why are you telling this to people who should know this already?
Because
And now it's time for everyone's favorite scene in an action movie, random yelling.
is it now?
Now it's the time where they start shouting. Yeah.
It's this one. Yeah. Yeah, that information that they're discussing, that is completely useless to the audience.
Yeah.
They're just showing that they're military people and they keep shouting at each other.
Also, I don't know if it's just me, but the lighting there looks cartoony almost in a sense. It's weird.
I'm actually
Also,
wondering-
this
I'm actually
camera angle.
I'm actually wondering right now. Okay, the last time I saw this movie, it was the DVD copy. This is my first time watching the Blu-ray copy.
Supposedly, the newest versions of the movie removed the sex scene.
Oh, did you just find something about it?
Yeah, on Wikipedia.
Okay, why did they do that? You're telling me that the MPAA has no problem with anything in this movie outside of that scene.
Oh my god, you're right, Jova. We removed that.
Why?
I have no idea why.
Okay, apologies, audience. We weren't aware of this.
I'll specify in the description. Don't worry.
What a shame. I was so looking forward to making fun of that scene.
Okay, I'm guessing whoever owns this movie, maybe the new head of the company is very conservative or something. I don't know.
Maybe the actual actors expressed distaste for it, and they actually got it removed. Keep in mind, for the US distribution, it was to Lionsgate. So I don't know what that means.
It really is weird. Like
this is a weird one.
The scene isn't even all that graphic or anything. It's not. I mean, in Terminator 1, they even show Sarah Connor's boobs, but in here they don't show anything in the sex scene. Not that I remember.
I mean, as far as I know, the most she takes off is her shirt, really, and
Yeah,
Maybe.
but the scene is shot in the shadow, so we never actually see anything. We just see, not their shadows per se, but the way the scene is illuminated, you just see silhouettes. You know, like you don't actually see anything. Really.
I think there's that one scene where he presses his head into her boobs, but even
Not that it's
still, I mean, come on. I mean, that's not necessarily, calling for
Maybe
censorship.
that's the real twist. Sorry, maybe that's the real twist. Someone realized that these actors are not even good for pornographic scenes.
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
And because
I mean-
Tara Reid was in the American Pie series, which is a series about teenagers wanting to get laid.
I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, that scene was utterly pointless and everything, and I guess technically cutting it out saves us time, but man, that was one I was looking forward to
It
making
was like,
fun of.
what, 4 minutes or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
One of these days, we really need to get around to commentating on American Pie.
I've heard a lot about that, the franchise.
American Pie is funny. It's a really specifically the 4 main movies, not the shitty spin-offs that don't involve the OG cast.
What are the spin-offs?
The spin-offs are direct-to-video stuff that is crap from what I've heard. But the 4 main movies, starring the Jason Biggs, and Sean William Scott, those are great. I love those movies.
These code names.
The only thing that needs to be specifically said is that those movies sometimes will show full-on cleavage. Like so, the only really caveat is if you don't like that kind of thing, you should stay away.
So basically, if you're a woman and you're afraid of your own cleavage, you shouldn't watch it. Got it. Like, seriously, I never get this mentality of...
No, it's because, Joe, let me use the first movie as an example. In the first movie, there's a scene where they're literally using an internet cam to spy on a girl changing her clothes. And the movie literally shows her with literally no clothes aside from her panties. She's almost she's nearly completely naked. Like the only thing she has on is her panties.
So she's topless. Got it.
Yeah. So basically, it's one of those cases where it's an R-rated comedy, not NC-17 outright, but it's like on the very, very limit of the R rating.
Got it. Also, establishing shots, dark, dank.
One of my favorite lines, but it's not like nothing's going on, so I might as well go on. One of my favorite lines in American Pie 1 is where they're, like I said, they're watching her strip without her.
Well, it's a dead end, but let's check it out.
So if it's a dead end, how are you supposed to check it out?
This way apparently. Oh wait, no. This is them just back at the generator.
But yeah, basically they're watching her take her clothes off, and literally one of them, and keep in mind this was back in 2001, where he literally said, "God bless the internet." Keep in mind, everybody, this was in 2001, back in much simpler times when it comes to the internet.
Yeah, I'll say.
Obviously, put on the internet now is nothing new, but keep in mind this was back in 2001. Different times.
Although I gotta say, some pornos have some pretty high production values these days online.
Well, Jova, has become easier now because you can easily make porn and just sell it on the internet via all. Like, for example, people will make porn, put it on Pornhub, and put ads on it and just use kind of like with YouTube.
Hell, some people can actually get college degrees via Pornhub or college scholarships via Pornhub.
Nowadays, thanks to the internet, we actually have amateur porn, like in the sense that literally a couple can take a camera and shoot.
Oh, Marco!
There are actually plenty of examples.
Whoa, he just got Mortal Kombated.
That's the
fatality.
Oh my god, guys, something's finally happening.
Is Reptile gonna show up?
No.
So, Marco's dead.
If Fu was here, he will probably type in the comments, has anyone unlocked Fujin yet? Even if he's not in the game.
Hello, Matthew Walker?
I'm still in the movie, by the way.
What are you doing?
I am evil, and...
Why is he even doing all of this?
I don't know. I mean, okay, I sort of know, but even when it's revealed,
At the beginning of the movie, you could just use the generic "Where's your needing to play God" thing, but no, flat out sending monsters to kill these people for no reason.
remember when he just seemed like a genuinely nice guy who warned the other sailors not to open the box? Now it just seems like he's going evil on everything.
When the evil scientist plan of Cadillacs and fucking dinosaurs makes more sense than you
and the doctor's gone. Doctor. He blew up that guy and himself.
In order to deactivate the lights.
Which means they're in trouble now.
Yeah. But yeah, basically nowadays...
oh my god! I just realized something. Monsters that infiltrate people in order to survive in the sunlight or highlight? That's literally the plot of the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie, you hacks!
I can't even understand why they would take out this, if they took out the sex scene in a theatrical run of sorts. But seriously, who the hell is... I honestly telling me that there was a high demand from the film-going community to remove the sex scene from fucking Alone in the Dark?
Apparently.
I'm gonna check it. Let me see. Maybe TV Tropes has some answers.
I mean, these movies are only viewed by nerds by a very small community of nerds like us.
Yeah, seriously, when the DVD came out, it was #1 only in Germany. No duh.
I mean, soccer moms aren't even. I don't even Anita Sarkeesian is aware that this movie exists. I'm sure because if she did, she probably would have made a video about it by this point. But yeah, no, that's the thing. A random couple can literally film themselves having sex and posting it on Pornhub, and they can try to make some money off of it. It's so it really has gotten to a point, Jova, where literally any random schmo can make porn and make money off of it.
I will say this though, I give credit to some of the pornos that are so good that they kind of have a well-crafted story around everything.
I don't know. I can see your point for some hentais, but Western porn, not really. Western porn is just...
Okay, what I found is bizarre, at least so far. Here's the thing. In the actual sex scene, Tara's character doesn't even get nude. In the DVD commentary, Uwe Boll said that he tried to convince the actress to do it, but she refused. Boll then complained for quite a while how actresses in Europe wouldn't be so uptight about it, and all but blaming the failure of the film on Tara Reid not taking her top off. But we're not done yet.
Okay.
The sex scene also, as at the soundtrack, said the song 7 Seconds by Nene Cherry and You Should Endure. Problem is, it's a song about racism.
Oh!
So, keep in mind, I don't think that's the reason why the scene was removed, because a simple editing for future release, you just put a different song altogether, you know.
It's a newer Ball film. They were probably lazy and thought, no, we can't take the music out. Let's just remove the scene altogether.
I do wonder if the complaint Tara Reid got this personally and she deliberately asked to... cut away the scene.
So let me get this straight. Uwe Boll, classy guy, blamed the film's failure on Tara Reid not getting nude for the sex scene.
But no, there are no explanation here on why the scene was... official explanation on why the scene was cut away.
Okay. My personal...
there is a sign. Great.
How does that even work?
Well, okay, we should still be the audience should still be relatively fine, because I'm assuming this version of the movie is probably the one that you see all the time in.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I'll put a disclaimer in the description anyway.
Like I said, it's with the newest version anyway, so this is technically the most current version. My headcanon is that
most likely the digital and streaming version are the Blu-ray copies.
I argue it cuts away like what 2-4 minutes at tops.
Okay.
Not even that, Tail. It's been a while since I saw this movie, but I remember the sex scene being relatively short.
I remember it being like maybe 4 or 2 minutes.
30 seconds. Was it that long?
I remember it going on for quite a bit of time. It was like 2 to 4 minutes. Anyway, though, but my headcanon is that Uwe Boll insists that he blames Tara Reid for not getting nude. So my headcanon is that he thought that removing that scene would somehow make it so that people would love the movie. He certainly is dumb.
Here's another stupid moment.
So help her and shoot that.
Shoot it.
Shoot it. Shoot it.
Do
Shoot
something.
it.
And she's dead.
Oh, good job. You're 714's finest. No wonder this world is full of people getting killed by whatever these things are. The military is fucking incompetent as all hell.
I don't like the way she's
And also they had
moaning.
terrible aim.
What have they even trained you guys in that sector for crying in the bucket?
Jovad, I'm sad to say this is probably where your taxes go.
To things I can't even see.
Yes. Well, Jova, like Christian Slater said, someone has to protect you from the things you don't believe in.
Look at him going guns akimbo, and he's holding those guns all wrong.
Hey, Jova, you know all those things you don't believe in, like giant monsters? Well, I'm gonna need you to pay a little tax so that I can protect you from those things that you don't think exist.
Hold on. So she's apparently dead.
Can't see shit.
Jesus.
Also, yeah, all the soldiers are dead now, basically.
Except for this one. Yes.
Hey, Jova, do you believe in leprechauns?
No.
Well, regardless, though, I need you to pay this monthly tax just so I can protect you from them.
But what proof whatsoever is there a leprechaun? Oh, God. That's pretty much what this is.
Yeah, protecting us from the things we don't believe in. Well, if we don't believe in, then why are you? Then yeah, obviously we're gonna be skeptical about you. Don't you think so?
Oh hey, it's Mission Control Girl.
Am I supposed to care? That woman looked like Discount Mila Jovovich.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Hey, over. Maybe
Fucking amateurs.
You couldn't have told her lie down enough, or maybe you couldn't have.
Even so, Jova. Even so, it's easy. Literally, it's something like a movie maker. Literally, edit the scene 2 seconds before it actually ends.
I know, right? Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Again.
It's because I have to clear too that...
Uwe Boll did not care.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I'm beginning to wonder if these movies were just Uwe Boll's way to flex how he could get away with making such terrible movies.
Well, remember, Jova, he doesn't need to give a crap. He'll still make money regardless of how good or bad the movie is. So why should he care?
I'm so glad that law is no longer in effect.
Why did you have to remove your helmet to place the C4?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't that kind of make you all the more vulnerable now? Almost like we're setting you up to get killed?
Anyway, in the meantime, one thing we didn't mention was instead the awards that this movie got. He was nominated for, 5 Stinkers, Bad Movie Awards, and 2 Razzies. The Stinkers that he won all but one were for Worst Pictures, Worst Actress, Tara Reid, Worst Special Effects, Worst Song, which is Wish I Had an Angel from Nightwish, and Worst Director. The only one who didn't won was Worst Song, and I don't know which one did. He didn't want any of the 2 Razzies that were the Worst Director Uwe Boll and Worst Actress Tara Reid, because the competition was a movie called Dirty Love, who basically won every Razzie back then.
Oh, I think I've heard of that movie before. That was like a really bad one.
I don't know. I have no idea what budget it was, but from the briefing I'm checking in, it grossed $36,000.
Ooh. Considering the normal budget of movies these days, or even back then, I'm guessing that was a bomb.
Pocket change, basically. But again, I know nothing about that movie. Okay, now it's a jungle then.
Where did all this... You know what? I'm not even going to ask. Uwe Boll probably didn't care.
The fog machine broke, Jova. Sorry.
Probably. Again, I'm just glad that the story has a happy ending, and that happy ending is that Uwe Boll no longer has the money to make films. I gotta say though, this has been quite an interesting commentary. I've learned the intricacies of why a scene may have been cut from this latest edition of the film.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, to be honest, too.
I think it shows how old our first attempt to commentate on this was, because back when we first tried to commentate on this, the scene was still in there.
Well, it was the DVD release, probably.
True that too. So, do I even dare hope that this guy may live? Do I even dare care? Oh, snap. She just got bifurcated in the head.
Okay, I guess I'll... Okay, I've seen worse effects of that kind, I guess.
Yeah,
so...
I've seen on that previously there was a soldier that got his spine removed in two, so the gore effects are passable at the very least.
Okay. And then there were 3.
Can you feel the tension? Oh, I think this is the scene where
Oh boy.
Stephen Dorff freaks out.
I think it's the culmination of him realizing what he's spent his career doing here.
The music is telling you to be sad, Drover.
It is? I thought it was trying to tell me to be mystified.
This is where Stephen Dorff is going to have his big Oscar-winning moment, where he discovers that turns out the American government he's working for is the one that allowed the experiments from 22 years ago.
For what reason, I still don't know, but...
oh, never mind.
The government is evil, too.
Never mind, there are 4 of them, actually.
Again, Teo, what is your desire to play God?
It's a blueprint to attach it to the spine.
Dun, dun, dun.
That face! Whoa.
How did you get that conclusion from looking there?
So there you go. All this time, Stephen Dorff has been technically fighting against the creatures that his own organization created.
I know, right?
And now here we go. The brilliant Oscar moment of Stephen Dorff's career.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Bless him.
That's beautiful.
Honestly, I have to wonder if that was just his bout of desperation when he realized how terrible this movie is going to be. But...
I'll tell to his credit, it's an Uwe Boll movie. Would you bring your A material into this?
Again, I think I'd be questioning the whole point in my life. What life choices brought me to be in this movie is what I'd be thinking if I were in an Uwe Boll movie.
Also, I got a lot of that soldier was like, hey boss, there's a lever, I'm gonna pull it.
I love this one as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, true. Now that I think about it, this climax is
about to, if I remember correctly, this is where she deciphers some kind of rune that says something really stupid.
Even more stupid than the "if you made it here, you're already dead."
It's a key.
Oh, here you go. I think. Is it no? It's been a long while since I've seen the movie. Okay, never mind. I think it's maybe later.
Are you referring to when she said, if you made it here, you're already dead? Because she already said that line.
She already did?
Yeah.
Alright, never mind. Well, it's stupid. Oh, okay.
Now he's dead. Now it's down to 3.
Oh, I love this one, though. This one's fun, too. Hold on. Wait for it. I'll point it out.
Oh my god, you can see that he's dubbed over.
I love the way he delivers the word failure. You are my last failure.
Not just that, if you notice to the lip sync, he's being dubbed over.
You spent 20 years looking for that door? For what purpose exactly?
Also, you spent 20 years looking for a door that's literally connected to your facility. Numbnut. What is going on with the movie music? Oh my god.
Oh, the missing piece.
Don't be insane, even though you've clearly killed a lot of people to get here.
Oh.
Oh, I love this one. Whee!
Oh.
Oh! Oh! Oh boy.
Okay, is it possible to throw an underhanded knife like that with such...
No, it's not.
Like... I still needed to ask because it actually is, unlike what I originally thought when I first saw Swan Princess back in the day, it actually is possible for someone to catch an arrow.
It requires extreme reflexes, but yes, it's possible.
Okay. In regards to the underhanded knife throw, I guess you could... Okay, maybe if you were very close to the person, you could do that. But considering the distance, though, I'm gonna call bullcrap on that one.
There you go. That's where the creatures came from. Apparently, these underground caves.
So it's kind of going Final Fantasy VII now in the last 2 hours. We got a reunion, a crazy professor who
experimented on the protagonist.
Yep, and considers him a failure.
What are you trying to say, Uwe Boll?
Again, I love how this movie rips off every video game except Alone in the Dark.
I know, right?
Oh, and now it's time for Stephen Dorff to complete his casting with the heroic sacrifice.
It reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball Evolution, which basically rips off Lord of the Rings, rips off Avatar: The Last Airbender, rips off every generic 90s movie cliche. But shall we actually rip off the source material?
Nah. That's what they'd be expecting us to do.
Well,
they're all dead.
Everybody's dive.
Yeah, that's another thing. So the monsters, I'm guessing it's the monsters that killed all these people?
Oh, she's still alive.
We saw the attack, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so those two are still alive. How nice. Okay.
Don't you mean a stepladder?
What's the difference? You need to stop basing your...
Oh yeah, if I remember correctly, this is the scene where Stephen Lowe sacrifices himself for
no
no reason.
For no reason.
Because he has to atone. Oh, how lovely!
Yeah, he's so noble that he's going to sacrifice himself for the world.
Translation, we need to have my death be something meaningful. So when in doubt, have the detonator malfunction so you have to get absolutely close for it to work.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you can do it with the door closed.
Nope, he's got to be absolutely right next to it. Yes, just shoot off in darkness and we'll assume that you're somehow stopping him.
bad.
Let's bravely not show what he's shooting at so we can save on our budget. Why you even bother with a countdown?
5 seconds.
Why did you... Couldn't you, get the timer a bit?
And now it's in the middle of the day.
Was that even possible?
Pedro,
to an ex-
Pedro, what's wrong with you? Haven't you ever heard of suspension of disbelief?
Not just that, it was like night, the last shot we saw at night in the middle of the day, and how convenient that it's right next to the orphanage. I guess it makes sense that they took the children for there and
now
not
it's
went to the
suddenly
lab.
daytime.
Seriously.
Hence the reference that was in the Nostalgia Critic review that Joba just referenced. Because I don't know if you've ever seen the Ed Wood movie, Joba, but
Hey, look, he's still alive.
that comment from Johnny Depp was actually a direct reference to the producer of Plan 9 asking Ed Wood, wait, but it was just nighttime in the previous scene. Why is it daytime now? And that's when he had said that one.
So, Brad Dorff may actually still be alive.
Steven Dorff, actually.
Steven
Yeah.
Dorff.
Not that it matters, because he doesn't even show up and catches up to them. So he might as well have died.
Yeah, what was even the point of showing that he's alive?
I don't really know. But now it's okay, because
The movie's almost over anyway.
But wait,
Christian and Tara are now the last two people on Earth, so now they have to repopulate the Earth. Okay, honey, sorry, but
Kinda.
gotta repopulate. So
what's this? The orphanage. It's empty. Has everyone been raptured?
Maybe that's what happened. Left Behind. The Left Behind movie happened in the meantime.
Oh god, tell me, which is worse, this or Left Behind?
Oh,
I haven't seen Left Behind, so I can comment on that.
well, there are several, but the
Oh,
one with
no.
Nicolas Cage is
And the nun died too because
Raisins.
whatever.
Emotion? Show some emotion? Oh, the humanity.
Try some CPR, maybe it will work.
By the way,
Check his pulse, Yugi.
Steven Dorff's still down there. Just wanted to point that
No,
out.
Joe, it's totally dead. Sorry.
That's okay. Sorry, the Joe, but Uwe Boll, as far as Uwe
Oh
Boll's
my God, this
concerned, he's
camera
not in the
angle.
movie anymore. So, and now, okay, this shot reminds me a lot of
Devil.
an opening shot of a Sex in the City episode.
Yeah, or CSI. Oh no, God. Oh, Kitty.
Aww.
Hey, 45.
The city was
CG
evacuated in
Bro,
one night.
They evacuated the city in just one night.
Off screen.
I call bullshit.
And
I'm
what
curious.
was the...
I'm seriously curious where did they film the? Let me check if it's mentioned.
Okay, never mind. I guess whoever's in charge of city evacuations in this world is even better than Gunn at evacuating cities.
Apparently. Also, no blood or corpses or anything from whatever they were being evacuated by. Like, dang it, they're monsters. They're very clean.
Even the two guys in the Bureau Blue bunker.
Oh yeah, are they still alive? No, just gone?
Who cares, Joe?
Well, we have about 9 minutes left of movie, so we gotta do
Most
something.
of them are credits, mind you. Oh my God.
Say something, maybe? Elucidate on this, maybe?
Hello?
No, sorry, Pedro. It's mysterious and open to interpretation.
That's an annoying spiraling shot. Oh, enough with the narration.
It doesn't state here where the movie was filmed. Oh, there we go, actually. Mostly in Vancouver. There you go.
Ah, good old Vancouver.
Mostly in Canada, so Halifax, Montreal, Surrey, and Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver tends to be very low cost to film in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, guys. The music seems to be suggesting that we're not done yet, and that is so taken from Evil Dead.
And it's over.
Oh yes, Uwe. I also saw Evil Dead. It was a much better movie than this.
So, what did we
Wow.
learn today, guys?
Well, we learned that exposition is pointless. We learned that sex scenes can get cut for the most arbitrary of reasons. We learned that heavy metal does not make a movie good. Flickering lights are supposedly very, very scary. Professors can just go evil for no motivation whatsoever. Christian Slater's apparently just the dang best that there is. Stephen Dorff really at times needs to fire his agent or thank his agent because that's just how inconsistent his career is. Tara Reid is there. Oh, we also learned that pointless scenes are apparently the norm.
So if I understood correctly, the scientist wanted to find all the pieces of the puzzle so that he could open that door that he's been wanting to open for 20 years.
To get more monsters.
And how exactly does putting parasites in children fit into that equation exactly?
Dio, you want to tackle this one?
No, I honestly have no clue myself.
Oh boy. What even
Yeah,
is the song that we're listening to?
I think it's the Nightwish one.
So yeah, I know I'm just parroting, but it really is like Spoonie Linkara and NC said, although back when they made their review. The story makes no sense, there's no originality, the plot holes are gigantic, and again, it has much more in common with a lot of Resident Evil and
Final Fantasy VII
than it actually has in anything in common with fucking Alone in the Dark. So, yeah. It and the performances are bad. The music is bad. The fucking technical production is terrible. The editing is awful in particular. It is, but it has some really good funny moments. It is enjoyable to riff on because it's so easy. But yeah, like it really is such a brilliantly incompetent movie on all fronts. It really is. It's definitely more enjoyable to watch. I would say it's still a step up from Blood Rain at the very least, because Blood Rain was just fucking boring. This movie, at the very least, for as terrible as the editing is, it does allow for the movie to hold itself back from being too boring, because at the very least, we're not in the same scene for too long. So there's that. Yeah, that's about it. It sucks.
Java.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is a special kind of bad. Like Pedro said, it's a very fun to riff on movie, but at the same time, you better spend most of your time riffing and not actually expecting a genuinely good time, because if you are expecting a genuinely good time, your brain's going to hurt after seeing this one. Plot points that pretty much disappear and vanish into the void. Scenes that interrupt other scenes, only to then get interrupted by the scenes that they interrupted, and so on and so forth. The acting is so hokey. The music is bland. I'll admit it, sometimes it's good, but more often than not, that's copyrighted music that they're using here and there, like this theme during the credits.
Seriously, again, there are four composers in this, and they're barely noticeable.
Yeah. The directing was an absolute joke. The effects are terrible. And mind you, the effects are terribly directed too, given how some direct effects blatantly make the plot not work, like a woman who pretends to be shot but clearly wasn't, or a woman who is supposed to be dead but clearly isn't. Jesus. Again, the actors feel wasted. Stephen Dorff's career is once again put on its ever-enigmatic path here. The villain's motivations jump around like a Mexican rabbit. Like, good God, I can't think of anything that makes a lick of sense here. Nothing makes sense here.
No.
That might as well be the tagline. Alone in the Dark. Nothing makes sense. T.O., close this out.
Yeah, honestly, this is worse than I remember, to be honest. And it's funny. You make the easy joke that it's because of a lack of a sex scenes, but no, not really. It's slower than I remember. it stretched beyond belief to make that 90-minute mark. The characters are not interesting, and the actor performance not compelling. The music, the one that's regional, just doesn't make sense. Um, and the one that's copyrighted, it's just unfitting. Like I said, there are like one or two right ideas spruced in, or at least minor things that I will give credit where it's due, but they're so minimal that the product is still shit. They usually were both flavor. So for now, enjoy the rest of the credits, but I would say stay tuned eventually for the games. But apparently, someone decided to make a sequel to this 3 years later in 2008. A sequel that has nothing to do story-wise with this one, and where they replaced the role of Edward Carby from Christian Slater to Rick Yoon. For those who don't know, Rick Yoon is a Korean American actor. So Mr. Carby gets washed in between movies. Great.
Wow.
I actually haven't seen it myself, but I'm curious, so stay tuned eventually, I guess.
Yeah, I can't even find a Wikipedia page for that
Hey, talk to you
sequel.
later. See ya.
See ya.